Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. In today's video we are talking about Graptoveria Opalina. Now it is an hybrid between Xgraptoveria colorata and the lavender pebbles. I will put up the scientific name on the screen. It's an absolutely beautiful hybrid. Now this succulent has a good amount of farina. You can see a little bit of farina has been disturbed. It gets the farina from the Xgraptoveria colorata. The lavender pebbles also has a decent amount of farina, so it tends to get farina from both of its parents. It does well in morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours after acclimating it. If you're going to keep it in indirect bright light, it will do quite well. It will stay compact, but the colors will be a little bit dull as compared to keeping it in morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. Ensure you are watering once the soil is completely bone dry. As you can see, the leaves are very plump, which means that it can store a good amount of water in it. So ensure that you're not overwatering it. Let the soil dry out completely. Wait for another couple of days and then go ahead and water it. Or the best what you can do is, you can see this small little wrinkle on the lower leaves that indicates that the plant is thirsty. Now ideally, if you're making an arrangement and you want to club this plant with other succulents, you can try, or you can make a combo with Pachyphytum oviferum, which is the moonstone, or with lavender pebbles, any succulent that has chubby leaves. Over here I have paired it with our sedum joyce. I'll put the name on the screen. Now sedum joyce does have a little bit more thin leaves, but I've still added it with the Opalina because sedum joyce is quite drought tolerant. Even if I'm not going to water it for a long time, the plant will still do quite well. So hence I have gone ahead and clubbed it with the Opalina. But ensure that you are not clubbing Opalina with thin-leaved succulents like Xgraptoverias. If you have any Xgraptoveria that is chubby, like over here I have ice green. This is Xgraptoveria ice green. If I want, I can club my Opalina with ice green. It is going to work out really well because the Xgraptoveria ice green also tends to have very plump leaves and it can go underwatered for a longer period of time, just like how our Opalina is. So whenever you are clubbing any kind of succulents, try and check what are the watering requirements. If they have the same watering requirements, you can add them with the combo, or you can use succulents that are slightly more drought tolerant. Like over here I have my Joyce sedum, which is also very drought tolerant. Even if I'm not going to water it for a couple of days, it will still do quite well. Probably it might close the leaves inwards and get a little bit more color, but I just put this with the Opalina because it has a very beautiful orangish color on it and it complements very well with the very subtle blue color on the Opalina. Now, because Opalina belongs to the genus of Graptoveria and Joyce is from the genus of sedum, both of them tend to go dormant during the summers. Now this is only for people. If you want to add, you can add Xgraptoveria, but you have to ensure that if you are from a place wherein your plants or succulents experience strict dormancy, then it's better not to mix match two different varieties of succulents that tend to go dormant in different seasons. I do not use any fertilizers and my succulents do not tend to go into a very strict dormancy. So for me, adding them together is not going to be much of an issue. But if you are from a place wherein you know that your succulents tend to go into a strict dormancy, then ensure that you're separating your Graptoverias with Xgraptoverias, or with summer or the winter dormant succulents, try to separate them if you are from a place wherein you experience strict dormancy, or if you are a person who tends to use fertilizers. I do not use fertilizers and my succulents do not go into a strict dormancy. For me, it's absolutely okay to mix and match my Xgraptoverias with Graptoverias. Overall, the Opalina is very easy to take care. Pests are not much of an issue, but if there are blooms, it could get attacked with mealybugs or aphids. So always do a close inspection once in 2 weeks or once in 3 weeks. Now, if you are a person who tends to use fertilizers, do not use it right now because very soon they will be getting into their dormant period. So adding of fertilizers right now is not going to work out really well. If you want to add any fertilizers, you can do it during the winters. Even if you do not add, it's absolutely okay. There won't be any problem. I haven't added any fertilizers to my Opalina and you can see it's doing fantastic. In fact, Opalinas do not grow in a bunch of 3. This was a very small little pup that I had got and it was not doing quite well initially. I was thinking probably it might not make it, and that's why you can see I had given it a very old broken pot. I thought probably it might not make it, but I just left it on its own. I watered it whenever the soil was dry and now you can see it's doing excellent. All of the leaves are very plump and it's doing fantastic. So guys, overall this succulent is very easy. If you are a beginner, The only thing that you have to be careful is that adding of water. Wait for the soil to be completely bone dry, or wait for the wrinkles to show up on the lower leaves. If you are able to understand the watering conditions for this succulent, it's an absolutely easy succulent. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.